staying on target this week, our debate topic is the best moment Han Solo had in the original trilogy.
Do I need my timer out for this?
And you can do the timer, set it for like 2:45, and we can cut each other off, or like 2:30, and cut each other off after the 2-minute mark.
That way we don't hear the buzzer?
Yeah, I don't want to hear the buzzer.
Okay.
Now, okay. What was the last topic last week, Jesse?
We did, I believe, Starfighters.
And you had, at the time, you were the winner. You had won because of the week prior to that. But you are no longer the winner at this table.
No.
David Gilbert valiantly defended the honor of the Millennium Falcon, and it is, according to Beyond the Blast Doors, the best starship in the OT is the Millennium Falcon.
Well,
now,
you shouldn't have picked bad ships.
Well, in all fairness, I picked a good ship. I was so tired that I just didn't care, and I didn't argue it well, which made for probably a really terrible show. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It was pointed out.
I was just trying to play fair because obviously the Slave One is the best ship.
No one picked
galaxy.
the Death Star.
That's not a starship.
It has a hyperdrive.
That is
It's
a
a
space
station.
station.
Okay, all right, that's valid.
That's also not a moon.
Okay, all right. So, David, you're the winner. So you decide.
I'll go last.
You get to pick the order. Who goes first? Who goes second? Who goes third?
Who would like to go first?
No, you get a pick.
I don't care. I want to go last.
You're the winner.
You know, I'm feeling cocky.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Go first,
All
Jesse.
right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. The best Han Solo scene, according to Jesse, is.
The best moment in the original trilogy is when Han lands the Millennium Falcon on the backside of the Star Destroyer.
The best. Oh, I'm sorry.
The backside. Backside of the bridge, that is.
Sounds
For
like
me,
a personal preference.
This was comical, okay? But at the same time, though, this is a testament to Han's flying ability, his ability to maneuver the Millennium Falcon. And think about the skill required to land a ship on the side of another ship without being detected. Okay, very impressive.
Like, there's not a window that someone's looking through and going, it got really dark.
There's actually a meme, and it's Palpatine and Vader looking through, and it's like, yeah, call Boba kind of thing.
The windows weren't added until the special edition release.
Yeah, a special edition.
Jesse, we're going to give you more than 2 minutes here, so.
Anyway, and then of course that leads into what my Boba Fett drifting in with the debris and tracking the Falcon to Cloud City. But that's why it's my favorite moment. It's just a great Han moment.
So you're going to make your best Han moment relying on Boba Fett showing up?
Yeah.
That's such garbage.
I win.
Oh, literally, that's how he floated away.
That's such a Jesse move. That is such a Jesse maneuver. Okay.
I was feeling cocky.
Oh my gosh. Well, my issue with that would be your over-reliance on Boba Fett for that moment. David, what do you think about his selection?
Well, I think it's a very short scene where Han really just whispers a lot and then he detaches. We don't actually see him land. We see him depart and we see them like whispering around. Not really a whole lot of meat and substance, but yes, very good flying required to do that.
Okay, so is my turn?
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, cool.
No,
So-
Jesse still has 15 seconds.
I was reading in between the lines on it. You just assume that it took a lot of skill to do.
I'm just waiting for the moment where he doesn't be like, yeah, so I really like Star Wars and this thing, and then Boba showed up. Like
Yep,
the one time he just references Star Wars and doesn't have to connect it to Boba Fett.
The moment they bring him back, I'm probably gonna have like a heart attack.
I'm waiting
or
for the
something.
day that Jesse says, I really like that scene on Dagobah when Yoda's training Luke and Boba Fett's in the background.
Yeah. Did you see Boba in the bush?
See right there.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. All right, so it's
Ready?
my turn yet?
Yep.
All right, so starting on 5, 4, 3, my best Han Solo scene would be the carbon freezer chamber. Let's just go first for story's sake. We have a point where our heroes are low, okay? They've been captured by the Empire. They've been betrayed by what they thought was Han's buddy, Lando Calrissian. And in this moment, you have Han being taken out to the carbon chamber, freezing apparatus, and he's about to be lowered. And you have arguably the most historic moment in cinema history. I mean, if you look at any list, this is in all the top 5s of the fact that Han and Leia are in this locked moment, eye, and she goes, I love you. And he says, I know. It's not a wimpy, I love you too, like some romantic fool. He's not caught up in his emotions. I know. And you know what it is? It's the inspiration for our other characters, Chewbacca, a dismembered C-3PO who keeps battling in the background, our princess in distress, gives them the inspiration to go continue the fight, chase around. They end up running into Lando. They're able to reconnect, and they're able to go try and then make a last-ditch effort to try and find Han. It's okay, though. We're going to go give the entire third film of the trilogy to going to recover Han. So it shows loyalty. It shows compassion. It shows he's a stud muffin still. I mean, he could have died. I mean, he was hoping that Lucas was going to kill him off on that series. But then I also want to look at the moment that this created cinematically, which isn't really connected to the story, but still, it's just like such an iconic moment. And, you know, I know everyone kind of goes to like Han in the cantina,
30 seconds.
and he shot first. But here's a moment of true character development for Han Solo. We're talking about a guy who's really been out there for himself, but we're seeing in Empire Strikes Back that he is developing himself and opening up to these emotions that he has for Leia. So I'm going to go with the carbon freezer chamber moment. I think it really gave the inspiration to propel the rest of our Rebel heroes to have the success they ultimately have in Return of the Jedi and really bring that trilogy together. And maybe the best trilogy in all of cinematic history.
I don't know if I should defend him or you know, how to pick that apart.
That was a good scene. I would have picked that if I had not picked this scene here.
I debated
my number
between
2.
that scene, honestly. I really did, but
I just think it's a really good moment, and it's
It is a good moment.
And I like this conversation too, because I'm not about to call either one of you, names, because last week I was getting really mad. But no, but it's just a good moment. It's like it's always cool to see the tough guy have that moment of honesty with himself. And man, and this is not to take away from your time, David. We'll let you obviously argue your full moment, but like the behind the scenes documentary where Irvin Kershner's talking, they shot that scene like 30 something times, and it just never felt natural. And he and Harrison were like, oh, "What do we do?" And Irvin's like, "You know what? Just go for it. You know what? Just say whatever first comes to your mind. Just go do it. Roll camera, action." And then it just, I know, and it's just 2 words. It's improv. But that moment really just, that's the movie right there.
That's the good improv in Star Wars. Do you think that Lord and Miller would have had good improv like that?
Yeah. We need you to leave.
I don't
we know. You're fired. We know.
Okay, well, guys, both of those are great moments, but nothing
On the
really-
record, he said my moment was great, and so did he.
It is a great moment.
So far, I think I'm doing pretty good.
But nothing gets my Han Solo juices flowing better than that
gosh.
very first scene where we meet Han and he just steals the show, and in my opinion, the entire trilogy. The man made one hell of a great first impression when I was a kid. And every time I watch it, I just get reinvigorated by how awesome he is.
What is the moment again?
This is the cantina
Did
scene.
you mention that yet?
No.
Okay.
I haven't gotten there. If you'll let me read my piece, thank you, because I prepare.
now just to specify, you're talking about the moment we first meet him, not the moment with him and Greedo.
This is the scene. We said scene. So let's set the stage here. We're in the cantina. Somebody says to Luke, "I don't like your face. I don't like it either." And Obi-Wan just slices the guy's arm off. So it's a pretty hostile environment. And then we see Han Solo. And what does he do? He's talking to this guy who's openly violent in the middle of a bar. I mean, that takes some stones to do. And what does he do? He plays hardball with this space wizard with a laser sword. Right there, arguing the price, talking about how awesome he is, how fast his Millennium Falcon can go. This is where you first get that lovely little line about it can go faster, the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. Just that borderline arrogance that really gets me excited. And then he finally closes the deal, and the Space Wizard gets up, Greedo corners him, and Han shoots first. And now here's my favorite part of the whole thing, right here, because you have to set the stage. After he gets up, Greedo's body slumps over. He flips a coin to the bartender and says, "Sorry about the mess." Right there. Han Solo. Hashtag great first impression.
That reminds me, Han Shot First, that is the Patreon exclusive shirt that Beyond the Blast Doors has right now. If you become our Patreon supporter, we actually have our first official commissioned shirt. Not the logo shirt, but Han Shot First. A good friend, Steve Garrett, made that shirt. But to go to your argument, I mean, I think it's the go-to moment. I think it's pretty iconic for a lot of reasons. What do you go and talk about when you go to Star Wars Celebration or to any kind of con? You're always talking about, like, Han shot first, right? Like, oh, no, Greedo did. And then you're like, oh, you must have grown up on the special editions. I'm sorry.
Just that little coin flip, Sorry about the
coin flip,
mess.
yeah, that's...
Right there.
It's pretty smooth.
Like, seriously, in the last, 3 hours, I've watched every Han Solo scene trying to find my favorite one. that one stuck out.
And because of that, he had to have shot first. Because if Greedo shoots first, why do you flip a coin?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so I think we three of us had a really good argument. I like my argument the best. But as
partial
always,
to mine.
you get to decide watching or listening at home. So comment down below. Do you like the Falcon locking onto the back of the, I guess it was the Super Star Destroyer, right?
I think it was just a regular Star Destroyer.
Regular Star
Yeah.
Destroyer, okay. Do you like Han shot first? Or do you like my very compelling argument about the carbon freezer chamber scene? Okay, very compelling. I talked about the emotion, the gravitas that carried, the inspiration, how that synced up to Return. I had a great argument, and I want to let you know that before you start casting your votes. But let us know down in the comments below. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. You can watch other videos just like this one right now by checking out these videos on your screen. And by the way, thanks for checking out Beyond the Blast Doors.